What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here at the Sports Outlet Show. My name is Joe Wagner, and as always, I'm going to add my boys in here. I got Brentington Allegra today, wearing the Nationals hat here today, and Chris, just like his takes today, are going to be a little slow. So he's got a little bit of a storm brewing there in James Madison. We do expect Braden to be on later, but father-son time is very important. So it's close to Father's Day, boys, so I'll give him that one today. How are we doing?
I'm doing great. Got the Nats here. Steven Strasburg making his first start of the season tomorrow night. Let's go, baby.
How many dingers is he gonna hit?
Oh, well,
he's not gonna hit.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay.
But the Nats are the best team this season. So
are they?
I wanted to shout
them out. If you reverse the the entire standings, like they're the best.
No. That's the Pittsburgh Pirates. You got it wrong.
It's like golf. Right? It's like golf. The least amount of wins actually wins.
Wins means hit. That means since they have the least amount of wins, they're having the least amount of hits.
Speaking of golf, really, really fast, Brent, do you know what I'm about to say about Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson?
No.
You don't know the news?
I haven't heard about it.
You haven't heard about the LIV, the LIV?
I think I have heard about the LIV, but I don't know what it actually is.
Well, let's just say at the LIV, it's associated with only the top 100 professional golfers in the world. Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson being two of those golfers that have actually rescinded their offers from the PGA Tour and are going to play in the LIV, which is 3 rounds, 54 holes. And let's see if you guys actually haven't heard of it. Take a guess at how much the person that finishes in last place, how much money they walk away with.
It's a few $1 million, isn't it?
No, that's ridiculous. We're talking about golf.
Let's hear it.
$1 billion.
So if anybody knows about the PGA Tour, if you don't make the cut line after day 2, here's how much you walk out with. 0.
Of course.
Now, here at the LIV, I think it's like 45 participants per tournament, I think. So if you get 45th place, don't quote me on that. I saw it on SportsCenter this morning. You walk out there with $120K in your back pocket. I think the top purse is $4.5 million going to first place as well. But $120,000 to 0 as a guarantee. I'm gonna hop on that tour with you. So
sounds like I don't
like the tour. I don't like what it's doing. I think the PGA Tour is the way to go. And I understand that having a one kind of tournament system is bad, but I'm always going to support the PGA Tour rather than that.
Sounds like Tiger is going to win the PGA Tour then, huh?
Yeah. Speaking of Tiger, did you guys see that picture with the like 45 phones and then the one dude holding a beer living in the moment?
And he became a sponsor for Michelob.
He became a sponsor for that beer company.
Sensational.
That's called a hot market right there. That's your little marketing term for the day. But we are way off track. I didn't even have golf in here today, but we'll go ahead and do that. Because we do have a 9:00 start for the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors here tonight. Brent and I decided, since our best bets of the podcast today are on that we're going to start with that today. We each have 2. We're going to flip-flop. I'm starting with mine. Mine's actually hockey for the first one. Tampa Bay Lightning plus 350 to go back to back to back. That is my first pick of the day. As the Rangers, you can't blow a 2-0 lead. I know you still have 2 of the next 3 in Madison Square Garden, but these Lightning don't seem to want to go away. And here's my personal opinion, and I'm sure Brent might disagree with this. I believe that rest in hockey is kind of a bad thing, especially when you're the Colorado Avalanche and you're coming off a sweep. First of all, you're waiting until at least Saturday is when the New York Rangers Lightning series at the earliest can wrap up. Is Saturday with a Game 5 and Game 6 win by that winner. If they're feeling themselves and they're feeling in and they're in that sort of rhythm like the Lightning have been playing Game 7s already, in my opinion, they're the team to watch out for. And the Colorado Avalanche haven't been in the Stanley Cup final in decades. So
not only that, the NHL is actually waiting for the NBA finals to wrap up. So their first game isn't even until June 18th.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah,
And
that's like
today is June 8th, and the Avalanche finished, I think, June 6th the other night. So they're waiting 10 days, 12 days, excuse me, to play hockey.
yeah, that's kind of rough. Hopefully they can
Especially for a goaltending problem they're having in Colorado. I wouldn't feel great about that.
It's going to be very interesting to see over the next week and a half how the Avalanche play when the winner of the Rangers and the Lightning.
Brent, do you want to go ahead here and give me your first little sports tidbit for me?
Yeah, so my first bet of the day is going to be Draymond Green over 29 fantasy points. You can find this on Prize Picks. Feel free to pair it with the next one I'm going to give you. Not yet, because like Joe said, we're going to flip-flop. But Draymond has hit this number in 4 of the last 5 games. As long as he doesn't have any antics, doesn't get himself ejected, I think he'll easily hit this number tonight.
Fair enough. For my second one here, I'm finally going to basketball, which is why we put it up in first. I did a little parlay here, little two-legger of Boston minus 3.5 tonight and the over of 214 points. You're telling me each team only has to score 107. That's pretty much money bags considering the powerhouse that the not just the Golden State Warriors have behind the three-point line, but Jason Tatum, Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Peyton Pritchard getting a few behind those lines, Grant Williams, etc. I could go on and on with the superstars, upcoming superstars, and valuable assets of this team, but it's TD Garden. It's game 3. They're going to be all over in Steph's head. It's not game 6, so Klay Thompson's coming off one of his worst performances of his life. He probably will bounce back, but I don't think we see game 6 Klay quite yet, and I think it's Jason Tatum's time to take game 3 in TD Garden and take that 2-1 series. Brent.
All right, and my last bet of the day is Al Horford over 29 fantasy points. This line actually just got bumped up. I'm checking it now. It just got bumped up to 30. So obviously the bookies are on it. They realize that a lot of people are taking the over on this. Since Al Horford has come back, he's been electric. He's one of the best players on the Celtics, and over the last 5 games, he's averaged over this number. So I think he hits it easily tonight, and like I said, he's one of their best players, so I think he has a great chance.
Also, there's several different reasons. Something about 29 with you, Brent, but that's not what I was going to say. Maybe that's just a Prize Picks thing. I don't really know what the sort of situation is behind 29, but you see the name of the episode is Fly Over States. That doesn't have to do with just sports. Starting with the sports aspect of it, we do have Oklahoma City for kicking off our Women's College World Series. We obviously are playing in Oracle Arena and TD Garden, so we're flipping between Boston and California a little bit. We obviously have, what's the last name? Omaha is where the Baseball World Series is going to be played. And then obviously, again, in New York City and Tampa Bay, we have the current Stanley Cup, which is going to be moving to Colorado to start. But it is also called Flyover States because, Chris, where am I?
Not at home, I don't think.
Not at home. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta for the next 10 weeks, besides going to vacation and coming home one weekend to see these goons. But this is my little home. Little 1-bedroom, like, I don't know, probably like 12 feet apartment that I pay like $1,500 a month for. But welcome to Atlanta. Enjoy my room. I'll have lots of stories. Might be going to a Braves game this weekend. We're playing the Pirates. So, well, I guess I should say we're playing the Braves since I'm a Pirates fan. But that's just me. And speaking of baseball, we're not going to talk about baseball because we're going to flip the script and talk about a sport that's better than that, which is softball. The College Women's Softball World Series, boys. A shocking sort of appeal to everyone, unless you're named Joe Wagner, because if you talk to some of my people back home, I called Texas versus Oklahoma before this even started. Texas was not ranked coming into this, not ranked in the 1 through 16, excuse me. Coming into this little World Series we have here. It was supposed to be Oklahoma versus OK State. Texas played spoiler the other night after being down 5-0, putting up 6 consecutive runs unanswered. Got the second win, beat OK State twice. What a performance by the ladies and the Longhorns. And boys, as you can see in the graphic, Texas is only one of 3 teams to defeat the Sooners. That's including Oklahoma State and UCLA Bruins, who did it once and then got smacked in the mouth 15-0 the other night. But Texas.
Before we go on, though, I would like to add there was a 4th team that has beat them in the past 12-month calendar year. The James Madison Dukes, winning game 1 of a 3-game series that they eventually lost. But
unfortunately, you guys didn't get to finish your season. I would have loved to see if you guys could beat Texas again.
Run it back, baby. Run it back.
Hey, phenomenal program you got in the waters there. But yeah, Texas, Oklahoma. The previous matchups are below. It's 3-1 in Oklahoma's favor, but season of underdogs it seems to be here in the sports world currently. And speaking of Cincinnati Bengals earlier this season, a lot of people wrote off the Golden State Warriors this year before it even started. And my personal favorite, the Virginia Tech Hokies baseball team that was supposed to finish second to dead last in the ACC, and look where we are now. But I'm very excited. 8:30 kickoff here. What is it called? First pitch. That's what it's called. I had to double think in my brain for that one. 8:17 Eastern time here. That game's going to be starting here in the next 20-ish minutes probably. We'll have some live updates. But before we say any of that and bid adieu to this part of the segment, I want you boys to think and answer this question.
So I saw the question, and I did actually, I did a little research, because obviously in our generation and how softball's grown up, we've really only heard this name truly about being a good player. So it took me a while to dig into this. And so I had to dig back to around 1971 by a player named Joanne Joyce. She had 50 perfect games. She had an ERA of .09, 150 no-nos, 8-time MVP. And in 1971, her batting average was .437. She still holds the records for doubles and triples at 153 doubles and 67 triples. So, I mean, comparing to that number, she does in 1971 looks like a beast on paper. She also struck out Ted Williams. So that gives a case that there's competition at the plate. I think our generation has realized this great talent here, and she is probably the greatest softball player of our generation. But it's interesting now to see what the past was like for softball.
Speaking of back-to-backs, when I was talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning, Chris, did you know that Jocelyn Alo is the only player in softball history to hit back-to-back 30 home run performances in 3 years in a row?
Oh, don't get me wrong, she's an insane player.
And can I, before we move on, discuss one more thing? And Chris, you and I talked a lot about this last year, is that college softball medias and mediums are through the roof.
Oh my God.
This year blew it up even bigger, and I'm such a fan of that. These girls deserve all this sort of praise and expectation. These athletes are phenomenal. They're nuts. Jocelyn Alo, in my opinion, is one of the greatest female athletes of all time. And I would put her up there in a few years, especially because I understand there's not as much professional softball as there should be, but Jocelyn Alo, by far one of the greatest college players we've ever seen in the sport, not just by a female, in the sport.
Well, like we talked about this, I think it's interesting to see the next few years how much of a women's sport aspect a lot of people start to take from it, and how much of a society we develop, the love for women's sports, and how much more the national brand is going to grow at the same time as seeing it as a catalyst for how much excitement women's sports actually are. I know it's been a prejudice for years that women's sports aren't exciting to watch, and it's not as good of a game as the men's sport, but it's almost more interesting to watch a softball game now than it is a baseball game.
Oh, I'd 100%.
A lot more excitement, and it's a quicker game, quicker pace, and I think the fans seem to really love it, and I'm loving the direction that us as a society is moving into incorporating women's sports. I mean, We can go to the example of Barcelona, their women's team. They sold out the stadium, 90,000 fans. I mean, this is a generational growth, and it's like I said, it's exciting to see where the future is going to come with this.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for the future of softball, and it's just getting started. We are losing a few queens, unfortunately, that are going to be graduating after this year, but next man up mentality.
Exactly.
That's all. That's all I have to say about that. So pumped for the women's softball. Excuse me, I can't speak today. The women's softball College World Series, or that jumble of a phrase, WCWS is what it's called professionally. But extremely excited. Again, first pitch probably like 8:32 or some weird time in there, but it was supposed to be at 8:30 tonight. Going on to another great sport that's been having a lot of intel lately is the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers tied at 2 apiece. Brent, you want to go ahead and dive in on this for me?
Yeah, so we'll have Colorado. Well, sorry, I'm skipping ahead to the Stanley Cup here, but we'll have Colorado against one of these two teams. The Lightning obviously winning last night. The Rangers didn't have their best night. I'll say that. But the Rangers have a very young lineup. If they were able to get it done this year, we might need to watch out because they could have a dynasty coming. The age on their roster is very young, and they have a lot of young studs.
Including the one between the poles.
Yeah, Igor Shesterkin. So as a Caps fan, as a fan in the Metro Division, I'm scared. I'm scared about the Rangers. But like I said, Rangers, great young unit. I still think Colorado gets it done in the Stanley Cup final.
Ooh.
Who wins this series?
So it was easily going to be the Rangers for me when they started out 2-0. But now that the Lightning are getting back into things, they really like to rally.
Love to rally.
Andrei Vasilevsky after a loss is insane. Like, you don't want to play him after a loss.
He uses that determination, that power just to destroy the opposing team.
The Lightning are a team that rallies, and obviously they've won the last 2 cups, so that's proven. At this point, I'd probably take the Lightning. I'd take them in 7.
See, it's hard for me because they're playing him. Obviously, I have the Tampa Bay Lightning winning the cup. It's just difficult having to win one game at Madison Square Garden. It's extremely difficult. Saw with Pittsburgh, saw with Carolina. It's an extremely difficult place to win, but that's the idea of home ice advantage. You have to steal a game as an away team, and the Tampa Bay Lightning have yet to do that. And thankfully, the New York Rangers, in retrospect to the Tampa Bay Lightning, have not answered as well. So this should be Rangers in 7 by the way it's going, but I think Tampa Bay is going to win this game and pack it up at home and win 4 in a row. And that's very difficult to say, but
I could see it happening, though.
Oh, for sure.
Well, you jumped the gun a little bit, Brent, but the Colorado Avalanche, we'll go ahead and jump into this part really, really fast. The Avalanche swept the Oilers 4-0. They beat the Blues in 6 games, and that was even questionable of 6 games. And they destroyed the Nashville Predators in a sweep as well, making them 12-2 in the playoffs. 12-2, and I don't even want to know what the goal differential is for this squad, but they are perfection. This team is perfect from the forwards to the back line, 1 through 4, and then you have their goaltender, which is the biggest question mark. And to win a Stanley Cup, you have to have one hell of a man in between the pipes.
I actually like Darcy Kemper a little bit. I think he gets a bad rap sometimes. But anyways, about Colorado, they from the start of the playoffs, I was like, that is the most complete team. Like in the entire bracket. Say what you want about Florida, the Caps even gave them a run for their money, and then look at their next round. They were awful. Colorado was the best team going into the playoffs, in my opinion. And obviously, you can see that in their only 2 losses in the entire playoffs. I think the Stanley Cup, if the Rangers win this upcoming series, I could see them sweeping the Rangers. The Lightning, since they like to rally so much, I think it would be a little bit more of a headache, but I still think they get it done. The Avalanche are just so great this year.
Again, that's fair. Do either of you know the last time that the Colorado Avalanche won the Stanley Cup?
Oh, I think we looked at the statistic. Wasn't it 2006?
It was the year that Chris and I were born. And Brent, I guess, actually. 01.
Yep.
2001.
Oh,
that's nuts.
More than almost as old as their Stanley Cup. Insane.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute for the Colorado Avalanche. By the way, our back screen, if you'd like to know, is the Oklahoma Sooners softball stadium.
A quick minute.
What?
It's been a quick minute for them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's going to be a great series, but I'm more interested in Tampa Bay and New York Rangers right now than I am in the Stanley Cup because it's not here yet and apparently isn't for the next 10 days. So
yeah,
that's all I have to say. Chris, it's your favorite part of the podcast. I'm going to sit back.
Don't make me blush. So, looking for a segment for today, I scoured it, but one thing kept going on me because someone kept reminding me about the NFL, and it kind of bothered me. So it advanced me to what am I going to do and what am I going to talk about? So I found out the average playing career of NFL players. Who do you think would be the highest average?
Frank Gore.
Kicker.
No, what position? We're going position-wise here.
Oh, kicker, yeah.
Yeah, kicker with 4.87 years. Second, quarterbacks with 4.4 years. And then the league average is 3.3 years.
I feel like safeties have got to be up there.
It's wide receiver safeties next too. But just imagine that you see these great players play for 20 years, but the average age is 4 years.
I'm really surprised that quarterbacks are at 2.
Or do you think they would be lower?
Yeah. I mean, I guess quarterbacks don't get hit that often, but
and you have to also look at it.
When they do, they're getting rocked.
Quarterbacks are a lot less of a sample size and a lot harder to be a bust than a wide receiver who just doesn't perform.
I don't know if you saw this or not, but is running back the lowest? Because that's what I would assume.
Yeah, one of the bottom is running backs because they're usually you have a good year or two out of them, and then it's kind of nothing.
Yep.
No, yep. I was about to say the same thing. I think running backs and O-line easily have to be the least for playing time. Running back's definitely the hardest position to play on the field from a physical standpoint. But yeah, I'm not surprised by safeties. Obviously, what about punters? Punters have to be up there.
Kicker and punter are together. They were combined together.
Okay, cool. Okay. What about long snappers? Nobody can touch that. What about a long snapper? Nobody can hit them.
They weren't part of the sample size because it's such a little sample size for a long snapper. You have a long snapper. He's going to be on the team for like 15 years.
I want justice for long snappers.
Do you even know the long snapper of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I'm not.
Or the Carolina Panthers?
We drafted him last year. Oh shoot, what's his name? It's J.J. Jansen.
Brett, do you know the long snapper of the New York Giants?
J.J. Jansen, baby.
I used to, but I think he retired recently. So
it's a position no one knows about, and that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not okay with that. You know what?
Hey, justice for long snappers.
Hold on. Justice for long snappers. All right, enough of me going on a tangent. NBA Finals tip-off at 9 o'clock on ABC. Guys, we are flying through this, by the way. We only have one segment after this, which is personally what I wanted from this podcast today. I have a lot on my plate, and I know you do too, Chris, and I know you do too, Brent. And yeah.
Braden's going to miss the whole pod.
I don't think he's coming. He said he's not a functional computer in the house.
Oh, great. Even better. Hey, it's okay.
So,
he's watching from the sidelines.
Not our co-host. All right, but anyways, we're just gonna go ahead with the NBA Finals again. Tip off at 9 p.m. on ABC. Warriors Celtics. Celtics winning game 1. Warriors winning game 2. And the storyline here, gentlemen, has been the third quarter of the Golden State Warriors have been flying, and not just in the NBA Finals. This entire freaking playoffs, they've been nuts coming out of the gates of halftime. I don't know what Steve Kerr is saying to them. I don't know if Steph Curry's like getting like that Bugs Bunny juice or whatnot in the locker room. But again, we're talking about the Golden State Warriors in the NBA.
I've always believed. I think the Warriors are the most dominant team in the playoffs right now as it is. And I mean, your big three, Clay, Draymond, Steph, are unstoppable.
Hold up. No.
Let's go Warriors.
I'm not letting you say that Draymond Green's a part of that big three.
Oh, absolutely. Draymond Green. Clay, Steph, Draymond Green, your big three.
No, it's
and then
Andrew Wiggins or it's Jordan Poole.
Andre Iguodala.
Who's your third? There's a big three. It's Clay, Steph, and who else?
Well, to be a part of the big three, I think you have to score more than 8 points a game.
No.
Draymond
Green's the body to Steph Curry's. Steph Curry's the president. Draymond Green's the body.
Draymond Green.
He's going over. I don't care about
Draymond is one of the best.
He is an integral part of that team.
Draymond is one of the best defensive players in the league.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a fair statement.
And that's how he's a part of the big three. You got Steph that can shoot threes from out of control, Clay who's dirty in the paint, and then Draymond who's just an excellent blocker. And together they are.
I think you could honestly make a case this year for the Golden State Warriors that the big three is actually Steph, Andrew Wiggins, and Jordan Poole, and not Klay Thompson and Draymond Green.
Yeah,
that's how damn good that
Klay
team
Thompson
is
a decision factor of that team. Without Klay Thompson, the Warriors would be nothing. I think Klay Thompson complements Steph Curry way too well for them to mess up when they're together.
Oh, I just saw Braden's message. Technical difficulties, boys. Keeping an eye on y'all from the sidelines.
Told you from the sidelines, baby.
That's hilarious. Thanks, Coach. We love you. Braden, you're gonna have to tell me which person wins between Chris and Brent in this. I guess. Well, actually, So we all decided over for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely over.
Okay, over. This is game 3, FYI. Not the series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being that it's at the Celtics, I think it's a little.
Oh, he is definitely going over.
Okay, good, because I'm going to be watching that game anyway, so I'll be able to tell you if it is. And secondly, before we decide who's going to win the series, Draymond Green. Don't quote me on this, but it's pretty dang close to this stat. The Golden State Warriors are 28-6. When Draymond Green gets a technical foul in a game.
Told you, baby. Draymond Green is a decision factor of this team.
He
the body.
He definitely lets people get under his skin, but he gets under people's skin more often than not. So
I don't care if they're winning games.
It's a mind game, baby.
If they win the games, then it means nothing.
Oh, FYI, Celtics in 6.
No, Warriors in 6, baby.
Is it bad? Is it bad that I want the Warriors to win? Like yeah, I'm actually rooting for the Warriors, which I never.
I'm not rooting for anybody here.
I never would have
said. You saw me at the beach 3 years ago rooting for the Warriors. Warriors in day one, baby.
I can't root for either team, but I love the idea of Jason Tatum, and that's
Jason Tatum is a damn menace.
Yeah, that's personally me. I can't cheer for either team. I can't.
Steph gets his first Finals MVP. I'm calling it.
Oh
now.
Yeah, and then
it's about time. There's no
already impeccable
AD or KD to carry him anymore.
As soon as Steph gets that Finals MVP, he has the resume to get in the Hall of Fame first ballot.
I think he already does.
He already does, but it solidifies his first ballot, almost unanimous.
There was a question on the thing where Steph will win his 4th NBA ring and have 2 MVPs under his belt. They were comparing him to Magic Johnson today.
Uncomparable. Steph Curry is top 5 greatest generational talent of our time.
Don't say that crap. Did he say best shooter of all time?
I agree.
I think he is easily the best
3-point shooter of all time.
Okay, that's a
Easily.
fine statement. I thought he was trying to say that Stephen Curry is the best point guard we've ever seen.
It's dang close.
No, it's not.
It is actually a little bit closer than you think.
Don't disrespect Magic Johnson like that.
I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just saying what we're seeing out of Stephen
It's
Curry.
the same thing when we were talking about Jocelyn Alo. Two different aspects of basketball.
But look at here. Where else are you going to see a
softball,
player
basketball.
literally say, pick a point on the floor, I'm going to shoot this ball and I'm going to make it, and it's almost guaranteed? Name another player that can do that.
Ray Allen.
Outside of the 3-point range, pick a player right now that you can pick, shoot it from outside the 3-point range anywhere, and he will make it.
Ray Allen.
I mean, the freaking
right now.
CJ McCollum.
The game the other night, he had like 7 threes at the half.
That was nuts. He did hit another one after that, though. I'm pretty sure he didn't score. No, he scored one more after that, actually.
He doesn't need to. Already 7 threes and a half.
The over-under was like
the over-under for Steph is always at 4.5. Like it's.
And I would always take the over.
It sits at 4.5. Always sits there.
When it was like at like 3.5 for a while, like earlier in the playoffs, that was such a like auto bet for me. I was like the over pretty much every time, and it hit a lot.
It will always hit.
Hey boys, guess what time it is? Welcome to a brand new segment, everybody, called NFL Jambalaya. Chris, Brent, why would it be called Jambalaya?
Because the questions are jumbled?
That, yes. But in Jambalaya is like the one I had the other day, it was Cajun. It had a little bit of spice, a little bit of sweetness, some meat.
Please just get your point before I get mad at Brent.
And one great sauce, baby. We're talking NFL Jambalaya. Braden was supposed to be here. I have 12 sort of questions. It's basically kind of you don't pick a side for some of these. Some of these you have to tell me why. But 1 through 12, gentlemen. And let's see, who do I want to start this? FYI, winner gets something cool from me. And that'll be exposed on the next podcast. But let me get my little thing out here of 1 through 12.
I'm ready. So what do I have to say? Yes or no?
You're going to see. The questions are going to come up on the screen.
It better not be hard questions. I'm not even thinking.
Let's see. Chris, you've been on the show longer. Would you like to receive or defer?
Receive. I want the ball.
All right. He wants the ball. Give me
a
number 1 through 12.
What?
Give me a number 1 through 12.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. You have 30 seconds to tell me the answer to this. His face.
What?
Give me the exact rushing yards to receiving yards of Deebo Samuel and where he's going to do it at.
Oh, God. Okay. Brent, are you as clueless as me right now?
Wait, so like, are we picking a game? I'm confused. Are we picking a game?
No. What team he's going to be playing for is rushing to receiving yards.
Oh, okay. I got it now.
Give me the numbers. You got like 5 seconds, like
2.74, and he's staying in San Francisco.
0.74?
2.74, and he's staying in San Francisco.
So you're saying he's going to have 2.74 more rushing yards than receiving yards?
Nah. It'll probably be like 27. Around 27, he's staying in San Francisco.
27, San Francisco. See, that wasn't that dang difficult. Brent, give me number 1 through 12 that isn't 7.
11.
What is the length of the longest field goal made this year, and who's kicking it?
Oh, why can't it be Justin Tucker?
Exactly.
Who's got a big leg?
You.
Well, I've got big other parts, but I won't get into that here.
Got big feet.
Please continue before I leave.
That's what I meant. My feet are huge.
Just answer the question.
let's see here. Well, it won't be Chris Blewett.
He blew it.
You got like 10 seconds.
All right. Let's go with Will Lutz.
Okay.
And we're gonna go 67 yards.
Jeez, you got him beating the record?
Yep.
All right, fair enough. We're doing a snake draft. Brent, you got another one.
All right, let's go with 2.
I'm so happy you got this one.
Come on, man. Come on.
All right, let me see what I got here. Chris,
if you say the over,
Chris, you're actually going to be happy with my answer. I'm going
under?
with the under this year. I think they're going to get 3 wins. They had a tougher schedule this year, I feel like, than last year.
Your $20 is really resonating with me right now.
Which is crazy because they play the Jags twice. But I think they split. 3 wins. 3 wins. That's all I got.
Okay.
Chris.
What?
Number that isn't 2, 7, or 11. 5. Who has a better season, Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley?
Do they both stay healthy?
I don't know. That's for you to decide.
Well, Saquon. Christian McCaffrey's number 2 is kind of a beast on the field, and I don't think Christian McCaffrey will stay healthy all season. So I think his number 2 is going to take his place, and Christian McCaffrey will either be traded by the trade deadline or after the season. So I'm going with Saquon.
All right. I'll make a note of that. Chris is stupid. All right.
Let's go 9.
9? That is. I have them. Oh, this is great. What is better, Top Gun Maverick or Gardner Minshew's mustache?
Being a big fan of the mustaches right now. I'm going to only say this, not because I hate Gardner Minshew. It's just because one has the best of both. So I'm going with Top Gun Maverick.
Going with Top Gun Maverick?
And in that movie, Rooster has a fire mustache.
So I'm just saying, I'm getting a fire mustache.
That is true. Brent, give me a number that's 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
1.
Tell me why Derek Carr is going to win the MVP, and you can't say he's not.
He is not, but he should.
So, Derek Carr is getting one of his best weapons ever back to him this season. Davante Adams. They were college teammates, USC. They put up insane numbers in college.
Bonus points for
Davante Adams wanted to go to the Raiders and play with Derek Carr over Aaron Rodgers, which is just crazy to me. But take it from Davante. Maybe he sees something in Derek Carr that he didn't like in Aaron Rodgers, the former MVP. Who knows?
All right. I like it. Brent, you got another one. 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
12.
Ooh, dead last. Tell me every team on your sheet that goes 7 and 10 this year and why.
All righty. I don't have any 7 and 10 teams.
Are you serious?
I swear.
All right. Out of your 6 and 9 teams and your 8 and 9 teams, what is the team that's gonna go 7 and 10 and why?
The team.
Sorry, 6 and 11. I should have said. Excuse me.
The team that I think will go 7 and 10 out of maybe any other team in the league is the Titans.
Ooh.
That's a little juicy considering they were such a great team in the AFC last year. I think Derrick Henry's injury was a little bit more serious than we might let on. And obviously he's getting up there in age. They lost A.J. Brown. Their receiving unit is absolute garbage right now. I don't know. I don't see them being very, very good and very competitive.
Fair enough.
I give them a 7 and 10.
Chris, 3, 4, 6, 8,
Three.
10. 3.
3.
Will Kenny Pickett win Rookie of the Year? If not, who is it
No.
and why?
No. Absolutely not.
Well, then who is it?
His name just left my mind. Number 1 overall, Adam Hutchinson will win Rookie of the Year. Just a phenomenal player coming out of college and joining a Detroit Lions kind of team that's not the best, but I think he's going to be the shining star, which is going to put the pickers of the Rookie of the Year on watch, and that's why I think he will eventually win Rookie of the Year.
Interesting.
You don't think?
Interesting, considering Aiden Hutchinson was a 2nd overall pick, but I'll allow it.
He should have been the 1st overall pick.
That's also fair. That's also fair. Chris, one more. 4, 6, 8, 10.
6.
Let me navigate. What team will come in 3rd place of the AFC West, and do they make the playoffs?
The AFC West. Remind me of the teams. Oh my God.
You should know that.
I should, but I'm not.
Chiefs, oh my goodness. Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos.
Oh, it'll be. It's going to be Raiders.
Do they make the
Chargers and
playoffs?
Chiefs. I mean, that's what?
Do they make the
do they make
playoffs?
playoffs?
That's all I need to know.
Yes, they will absolutely make the playoffs. I mean, this unstoppable force, Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, they will somehow sneak into the playoffs, and I think that the AFC West will have 3 teams going this year.
Brent, I need 4. Wait, no. Yes, Brent, 4, 8, or 10.
8.
We just did 6. Who was selected number 7 overall in most to every fantasy football draft, and why?
Give me a second.
Take your time. This one's actually difficult.
Antonio Gibson.
No. I think this year, I think Justin Jefferson is a solid candidate to go number 7 overall. Just after those top tier running backs, Jonathan Taylor, CMC, Derrick Henry, who else am I forgetting? Austin Eckler. I think those 4 guys are awesome. They'll all go. And then, you got your Cooper Kupps. Maybe Jamar Chase slips in there. We just don't know. But Justin Jefferson, he produces solid value. He's very consistent. And if someone drafted him 7 overall, I think it'd be a phenomenal pick.
All right. 4 or 10?
4.
Oh, geez. You're going to have a mouthful. Give me teams 1, 3, 5, 7 in the AFC and teams 2, 4, 6 in the NFC to make the playoffs.
So out of my seeding?
Yes, out of your seeding.
All right. So this is going to actually surprise you for the AFC.
I'm ready.
My 1 seed is the Baltimore Ravens.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it either, but their schedule is actually not too bad. With them getting their running backs back, they're going to have the best rushing attack in the league.
Dude,
again.
I forgot that trio existed. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not even in that trio. Are you even including Lamar?
Nope. That quadruplet.
Who's the best rushing quarterback in the league? Maybe besides Josh Allen. I don't know. But honestly, I think Lamar's a better pure rusher. So anyways, moving on. My 3 seed is the Denver Broncos. In one of the previous episodes, I had them a little bit further down my rankings, but Russ in Denver just gets me so hyped. I think he's going to be really good, and I'm
sure it's getting your younger brother pretty hyped too.
I think they're going to win the AFC West. My 5 is the Chargers. Justin Herbert is insane. He finally gets them to the playoffs after the disappointing last year with that Raiders game at the end. But Justin Herbert is my favorite quarterback in the NFL right now. My 7th seed is the Raiders. So I didn't mention this, but actually all 4 AFC West teams are in my playoffs. The Chiefs are my 6th seed.
There's no other way it should be.
But the Raiders are going to make the playoffs too. Like I said earlier, Derek Carr, I think, takes a big step up with Devontae Adams, and they get there. My 2, 4, 6 in the NFC, I have the Eagles as my 2 seed.
Jesus.
I know. It killed me to put them there. But their record is only 12-5. I think the NFC is going to be a lot more competitive than the AFC.
Chris's face is so funny.
12-5 is actually not that bad.
Chris, you have the Eagles color on in the background.
But the Eagles are going to be great this year. Getting AJ Brown, their receiving core is actually really good. Jalen Hurts is a great rusher. Miles Sanders is a pretty good running back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think their defense is really good too. They, like I said, they had the best draft. So I think they'll be great this year. My 4 seed is the Rams, who I actually have in my NFC Championship as well. The Rams, they just extended Cooper Kupp. They have a lot of similar players as they did last year, except they also added Bobby Wagner. So the Rams are going to do just fine. They're gonna make it back and go pretty deep in the playoffs. And then my 6th seed is the Saints. I really like the Saints this year. Their defense is one of the best in the league, in my opinion. Michael Thomas will be coming back. They added Chris Olave. They added Jarvis Landry. That receiving core is very underrated and
very spicy.
Very, very spicy too. A lot of new faces that we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited to watch the Saints this year.
All right. Well, thank you for that mouthful. This is kind of funny because Chris, you're left with number 10, and that actually coincides with Brent's here. It's not that. Hold on, I gotta find it.
I was about to say, I'm just politely skipping, man.
It coincides with his number 1 seed. Tell me the exact record of the Baltimore Ravens and why.
9-7. I think they've taken a massive downgrade this year. I think more teams are starting. Yes, Lamar Jackson is a decent quarterback. I think teams have figured out his rushing game, which will cause him to have a downgrade year. I mean, they lost some big targets in the offseason too. So I honestly think that the Baltimore Ravens will be fighting for a playoff spot this year, just with the talent that has left the team and kind of where they're at, as an organizational wise. I don't see them succeeding on the field as much as the hype is up to. I know we're hyping up a lot of teams, especially the Denver Broncos. We're hyping them up, and I don't see the Ravens being a team that the hype will live up, and I think they will eventually fall down and go 9-7. Lamar Jackson does not do anything spectacular rushing wise. He will still have great numbers as he is a great rushing quarterback, but I just think he has been figured out by teams, and we've already seen that his arm is not the best in the league by far. And I just think there's other teams in the AFC West that'll be more, or AFC that'll just be more dominant from an aspect.
There's always one team that we don't hype up enough, and I feel like the Ravens are going to.
I feel like this is not the team that we need, that we expect what they'll do. I think they will have a mediocre year, and they might slip into the playoffs, but I think they're a teetering spot right now. I would even go to say that the Washington Commanders are on the same page as the Baltimore Ravens right now. And that is my hot take from this segment.
I had the Commanders at about 10-7. So
I feel that they are on the same page. Personally, that's my hot take.
I don't think they're on the same page, but I think the Commanders are going to be decent. I think
the Commanders are on the verge of being one of the best teams in the NFL, and I feel like if Carson Wentz performs how everyone thinks he will perform, Washington Commanders will be in the playoffs and they will make a run.
Gotcha.
Hot take.
Appreciate the hot take. All right, I'm going to get on the phone here with Braden to discuss the winner while I'm off and discussing with Braden before I give you guys the final verdict. I would like you, Chris, to discuss why fans today should be watching the College Softball World Series versus tonight's NBA Finals game. Brent, I want you to tell the fans why they should be watching the NBA Finals and not the College Softball World Series. Chris, you got to kick it off for this little NFL Jambalaya here. So, Brent, I want you to go ahead and start us off. I'm going to leave the screen while I go talk to Mr. Braden Wilkins. Also, Texas is up 1-0. I'll be back. Have fun.
Hello, Brent.
Hey, nice mustache.
Oh, thank you. You should grow one too.
I'm thinking about it. Maddie doesn't want me to, though. So
hey, don't worry about
it. I mean, I think the NBA is just pretty fun to watch right now.
Oh, really?
You got the Warriors, who are back and better than ever, who actually get me excited. When 3 years ago I couldn't say that about them. When they had KD and all them, and we're getting up. We just talked about teams getting hyped up too much. They were getting hyped up too much. I feel like the hype lessened, and I'm on the Warriors train. I love watching them this year.
I'm glad you're on the train with me, baby. Glad you're on the train with me.
They're fun to watch. They're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. And then on the other side of the ball, you got Jason Tatum, who's been an absolute menace this year. Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. Al Horford, who's been insane. It's just going to be a really good series. And you saw that in Game 1 with the Celtics blowing out the Warriors, and then in Game 2, the Warriors blowing out the Celtics. So I think it's going to be very flip-flopped, and I think it might even go 7.
Ooh, respect that. All right. Well, my question is, outside of the past 2 years, when did you ever watch a college softball game?
I started watching college softball last year when
JMU so I'm saying outside so past 2 years, you have never watched a college softball game?
No.
When you watched what was the first college softball game you watched?
The first college softball?
You remember?
The JMU game with Odyssey Alexander.
How electric did you feel when you watched it?
It was pretty fun to watch. Just JMU being a local team, more of an underdog.
And it's a true underdog story in a college athletic sport-wise.
Yeah, for sure.
This year, how many college softball games have you watched?
I've watched like maybe 2 or 3, and only because I was at my girlfriend's house and her sister was watching. But I just wanted to say that I do like college softball. It's just
that's what I'm getting at. How electric did you feel when you watched it? Was it pretty hype? Did you feel like the pace of the game moved pretty quickly? I mean,
I feel like the playoffs this year.
Did we come to a consensus?
No, I'm still deciding my point. My point is, I mean,
I'll sit here and listen.
Watching a college athletic sport here that, I mean, is a growing sport, and I feel like fans are excited into it. And I mean, at the time of right now, you know, we're going to obviously watch another game of basketball, but in the sense of this college softball tournament right now, there's 3 games. You have 3 games to prove yourself. We're probably going to watch a series that goes 7. So I would choose tonight to watch college softball because, like I said, there could be 2 more days of these two powerhouses playing. So
yeah, but Oklahoma's going to destroy Texas.
Texas is up 1-0 right now.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oklahoma is a dominant team, yes, but you don't, it's college sports. You don't know what happens. You don't know what's going to happen. And I mean, I think just college softball is a more interesting game to watch tonight than NBA basketball.
I will say Oklahoma is a historic team this year, and that alone is probably worth watching. But for me, I'm going to be watching the NBA Finals tonight.
Okay.
I respect your decision. Yet I still hear argument.
I respect your decision, Brent.
We respect each other's decisions.
Yeah, we are both respecting each other's decision, and we both will be watching either series, whether it's on the main screen or on the side screen.
Well, This is awkward because it's now 2-1.
Joe,
what?
We would like your consensus on Braden.
On what Braden's good. I thought you meant on what I'm watching. I said literally just read the bottom.
Yeah, you're watching softball. We know.
I just turned on the softball. All right. So, would you like the quick answer or the in-depth analysis?
baby. I don't need you to explain to me anything. I want you to tell me I won.
All right. Let me write down the winner's name on this sheet of paper. Suspenseful silence. All right. And the winner of the first annual NFL Jambalaya is, according to Braden, not me.
It's Cap. It's Cap. But it's okay. I respect it. It's Cap. But
however, there is a twist. Chris.
did we both win?
No. There's not two winners here. You have the opportunity to steal the prize, the title, the win from Brent, and he can't do anything about it.
What do I have to do?
You have to answer this bonus question. What is Kyler Murray's wingspan in inches? And if Brent, would you allow him to be within 1.5 inches of it?
Sure.
Okay. Chris?
He's looking it up.
No,
Chris,
I'm not. I'm counting on my fingers right now.
Chris, you have 30 seconds.
68 inches. 68 inches.
68 inches.
Yes.
Kyler Murray, here is the answer.
Ah! Ah!
Wait. We said within 1.5, so you have to be.
It's in 1.5, baby. It's
No.
in 1.5.
No. 1.4 or less.
Wait, hold on. He
No,
said
less
60.
Less than 1.5.
He said 68, and the answer's 69 and a half. Huh.
I think I won this.
That's actually a good question. I feel like that's within. I feel like it's 1.5 or less.
Fine, I'll give it to Chris.
If within one, you
I'm
gotta
nice.
give it to him, dude. That's ridiculous that he even got that close. How did you even
Yeah, it's
know
a
that?
push. It's a push.
So I was trying to figure out in my head what Kyler Murray's height was, and I know your wingspan's about the same as your height. So I was like, well, I think Kyler Murray's 5'8", but he's 5'9.5", isn't he?
That's actually that's a really smart way of thinking about it.
You're welcome.
Braden
Thank you.
Wilkins has determined it's a push. Do you
We
guys
need
want
another
one more
question.
tiebreaker question?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't have one prepared, but give me a second to find one.
No, just pull it out of your head. Come on.
Pull it out of my head.
Yep.
All
It's a random sports fact, baby.
right.
Is Brent answering this one?
Yeah. Brent, when was the last time that a team won? You can be within 2 years that a team won back-to-back Stanley Cups.
It wasn't the Penguins.
Huh?
It wasn't the Penguins, right?
Pick a year. Pick a year.
I'll give you a hint. It's not going to help, but I'll give you a hint. It was the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh.
Oh, that was a while ago then.
Chris, how many years are you willing to give him within?
3.
Okay.
$1975.
68, 69.
I almost said 65.
I'm
right,
just
well-
nice with it, baby.
Braden's not here. This is chalked. We're calling this title a push, and we'll let you guys duke it out with Braden next time. But Brent, you
Hey, no.
won.
I know how we're gonna settle this.
Oh my. On the golf
I'll
course.
see you on links Friday.
Yeah. The
All
winner.
right. So again, the winner of the first NFL Jambalaya is Brentington. If this is going to the golf course,
Going to the course,
It's
baby, on Friday.
officially 9:05. Basketball is about to be on. Softball is on right now. I want to go watch that. And I'm done talking to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Until next time.
until next time, hopefully Braden can make it with us next time. Thanks for being on the sidelines, buddy. Miss you. Call me soon. Yeah. Congratulations to you both on settling things like men on the golf course. I appreciate that. I want the scores. I want a picture of the scorecards. I want all the scores on them. I don't just want the final scores. I want it all. And yeah, and we'll decide that on the next podcast and expose it. But we will have more NFL Jambalayas because I think that was pretty fun.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
But until next time, guys, thanks for hanging with us. 60 minutes, exactly where I wanted this. We do have a comment. He said, good work, boys. Thanks, Bray. We're out of here. Chris, go to dinner. Brent, go watch a basketball game. I'm going to go watch softball and call the girlfriend. So peace out from the Sports Outlet Show, everybody. We'll see you next time. And once again, thanks for hanging with us. Peace out from Atlanta, Georgia.